All right, Steph, ready?
Stephen Curry. Do not rely on him to run your team.
He was about 5'6".
Looks like a little kid.
150 pounds soaking wet.
That was when I first really understood I'm different.
I look at being a producer a lot like basketball. You guys, you have to prepare, you have to go over your plays, but when it's game time, we all know that basketball is unpredictable. So I want to ask you both, did this documentary play out the way you guys imagined from beginning to end, or were there a lot of twists and turns?
I try not to put fingerprints on anything, right? You kind of got to set the team in place and let the story tell itself, especially with documentaries. So to answer your question, absolutely not. We got extremely blessed telling this story. From SC breaking the 3-point record, from him winning a championship, actually graduating, and being able to him actually finishing that term paper during the championship run. So I think it didn't go as planned. It 100% went better.
I didn't imagine this film would have, shots of young Cannon in the house and Steph working on his paper. I didn't think that because he was so busy. He was doing so much. I didn't think that we would get access to his mother's childhood home. See his aunties and his grandmothers talk about him. when he was a young AAU player. So I think the access was the other piece, in addition to just the unlikeliness of them winning the championship that year.
When you are an underdog, you have to take what is yours.
It's not about proving other people wrong. It's about proving himself right.
Is there ever a point in your lives where you both felt underrated? And if so, what was that situation and how did you guys overcome it?
Wow.
Yeah, for me, I will always, and this is probably one of the relatabilities I think we all have on this film, is like you using underrated as a superpower. And this is one of the things the film kind of does, right? It's like you can use that underrated sort of mentality as a superpower to push you to achieve, more success. And I think I don't think I'll ever not feel underrated.
Yeah,
Sure.
I agree. I agree with that. I think it's a constant thing, and I think everybody feels it. You could talk to the most successful person from the outside looking in, and I imagine if you were to see the world through their eyes, they would still probably feel underrated, undervalued, possibly, hopefully not underappreciated, but I'm sure that's there with everybody too, as a matter of perspective. But I think that's what makes the film so universal, and it's also something that we don't project on the other people. So when you think about Steph Curry, you don't associate that with him being underrated. He's an extremely decorated and influential athlete. But when you pop the hood on it, when you open up the cover and you look at his life in totality, and you think about a guy whose parents, both, played in the ACC. And he ends up getting a scholarship to Davidson. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, look at these expectations. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something's not measuring up here. And you look into it further, and you see, oh man, he had to change his shot. People were telling him he was small all the time. His jersey slipping off of him. You know what I mean? And that idea, I think is really like the secret sauce of the movie. That's how it connects with anybody.
And that feeling of being underrated will always be part of the drive that keeps me going.